Hello and welcome back. So in today's video, we are going to continue building our homepage here. I also in the other video created the announcement component right here, and you can see we actually added typewriter. So in today's video, we are going to continue building our front end here, and we are going to continue building other components like navbar. We have the banner component here, and we have slider, and then we're going to continue with the products page and the footer. So let us go here to our diagram, and I'm going to indicate that. So I'm going to take the text here, and I can indicate here that we are number 3 part of this project, which is our front end. And I can indicate here also that I'm building homepage. So building homepage. So let me add it here like that. So then again, now we can come here to our code and we can continue building. Now we have our component here that is a navbar, and we need to create it here. So I'm going to cross this app.jsx, so I can also cross this backend here so that we can have a space where we can work on. So here is my navbar. So I'm going to push also this down here. So now here we need to look at how our navbar looks like. So you can see here in our navbar, we have the logo, we have our search bar, and we have our cut, and we have this part here that displays the person's name. And if you log out of the application, it will just display login. So you can be able to see that when you log out, this is a login here. So let's continue, and I'm going to copy some images from the previous project so that it will save some time, and you can get those images in the description or resource part of this video. So let me just make sure that I copy those images. So I'm going to navigate to my other project, which is a full stack beauty store app here. Then they are in the front end public here. So I'm going to copy all of them, and then I'm going to paste them inside the new project, which we are calling e-commerce here in our documents. So let me open, and then it is in front end and public here. So let me copy them. Okay, so I need to replace that. So now after that, now we can proceed here, and the first thing that I need to do here is I need to create a container here, and let me style it using Tailwind CSS. So the first thing that we need to have is we need to have all things in the navbar to be on horizontal line, and we are going to add as a flex, and then we are going to have item center. That means that they will be on the same line. The other thing is that we need to give them evenly space, so I'm going to add justify between, and also we are going to give a height of 100 pixels for the navbar, and we are going to just give a white background, but that is not actually a must. Here we are going to give it just a shadow, so shadow MD, and then I'm going to give it padding of horizontal of 6 here, like that. So if I do that, right now you cannot be able to see any changes right here. Only this part here that we are calling the shadow. And now we can continue and now create the logo here. Let us place the logo. So I'm going to come inside here, and I can be able to add like another part here that will be able to hold our logo. And let us first of all make sure that we can give it like some styling. So I'm going to add cursor here. So cursor should be pointer so that we can be able to navigate to our front end when we click on logo. So cursor should be pointer, and also we can give a margin to here. So inside here now we can add the image. So image, and our logo, it is in our public folder and is called breeze logo 1.png. Let me just add it here, logo png, like that. Let me save and see if I can be able to see it. Yeah, so you can be able to see that it has been pressed here, but it's too large, so we need to make sure that we style this. So class name here, and let us make sure that this is a small logo. So I'm going to have the height here, and you can give a height. For example, you can add like 15, and also the width, can give it a width of 15. So let's see if this will make the logo small. We can just specify actually here. Let me just use the quotation marks here, and also for the width here, we can be able to make sure that we add using quotation marks here and specify the width and the height. So if I save this and come back here, you'll be able to see that it has been added here, and you can see it's just a small logo here. So I think we can just leave it like that, or we can add just a small, or just another height, yeah, and also width, like that. And if I save that, be able to see now that logo is perfect there. So we are going to also create this part here that we have the search bar. So let's come back to our code here and add another section here. This section will be able to hold now our search bar. So the first thing that we need to do is to make sure that we style here, and let's us add a class name here. We're going to give it a flex, display flex, and items should be center. Another thing that we need to add here is also a margin of 2. So here inside we are going to have an input, and also we are going to have another icon. So here inside also we are going to add an icon. So right now, because I don't have any library for adding icons, I'm going to install a library that is for React. So I'm going to click on this plus icon here and be able to install. Let me first of all navigate to front end. So front end, and here I'm going to just add npm install React icons, like that, and let us install it, and then we can add that icon here. So if I come back to my project here, you can see there's none, or we don't have any changes for now. And then we can be able to just add, for example, placeholder, so that we can be able to see some changes. So search, here you can see if we have search here, and if I do that, I think we need to see some changes, but there's no changes. So let me actually add now the icon, because right here you can see that the package has been successfully installed. So I'm going to import up here. I'm going to import an icon that is called fast search. So for actually, let me import it from React icons, and then FA. So inside here we can have a lot of icons. So I'm going to look for this one that is called FA search, and I can add that here. So FA search, I'm going to add it here after the input. So I can save this, and when I come back here, let us see if the icon will be added. So you can see where they are. They have been pushed this far end here. This is because I added justify to be between here, so they are being spaced evenly. So we are going to just style it, and then after we add the other part that holds the cut, and the other part also holding the other part for logging in, they will be spaced evenly. So let's do that. So the first thing that we are going to do right here in our in this input here, we are going to have now the class name here. And for the class name, you need to add the border. We can start with the padding. We're going to give it a padding of 15 pixels, and we can have also a border 2, and also we are going to give a border color, which we can specify it inside these square brackets. So the color that we are going to specify is FO, and 9 we have also 6 and then double D, and also we are going to have a border to be solid, so border solid like that. And also we can have the width of that input, which we can give it to be 500 pixels, and also outline should be none, so outline should be none. And also you can give a rounded to be LG here. The other thing that we are going to have is margin right. You need to have a margin right of, let's say, like negative 30 pixels, and you are going to see why. So after that, let's see the changes in our application. So yeah, you can be able to see how it looks like, and it is also looks like this one here. So let's first of all also style this icon here, because you can see this icon is bigger. So let us also make sure that we style here. So add class name. So for the icon here, we are just going to add the font size. So the font size here, we are going to have a font size of 20 pixels, and also we are going to give cursor to be pointer, because when you click on this cursor or in this icon here, you'll be redirected to search page. So let me format my code, and if I come back here, I'll be able to see now the icon here is big. So now the other part that you're going to have is the other part that holds now the cut. So let's have the other part. So if I come back here to my project, you'll be able to see that we have the cut here, and this cut here also have the badge. So we can use material UI icon and also the material UI in general, so that we can be able to create this basket here and also this badge here, and because this will be a simple task using material UI. So we are going to install other packages. If I come back to my code here, so I'm going to install, so npm install. So the first thing that I'm going to install is at MUI or material UI, and then icons and dash material like that. Also the other package that I'm going to install is at MUI, and also I'm going to uh, be able to install material in general, and we can be able to install those two. And we are going to specify now inside here. Let me create another section here. So this section that we be able to hold those, the right part. So I'm going to add the class name here, and inside here we are going to have another section. The first section is the section that will be able to hold our badge and our basket icon. So I can add it here, and also we are going to have the other part down here like that. So inside here I'm going to add the badge, but right now, because you can see the icons and also the material UI has not been installed, so I'm going to proceed with the other part now. For the other part that has the part to login. So I'm going to add here the, first of all, we are going to have the icon for user, and also I'm going to add the text. So let's have the text. So the text here, we are going to have a span, and we are going to specify the login like that. So here I'm going to specify, or I'm going to make sure that I style this section here, and this section here we are going to have as flex. we are going to have items to be center. Also, we are going to have a space x2 of 2 like that. Also, I'm going to have a border. Need to have a border here. So for the border, we're going to specify also the border color. So the border color should be like a pink color here. And also you need a variation of 300, and we can have now the padding of 2, and also we are going to have rounded to be LG. The other thing that you are going to have here is a hover effect. So when you hover over it, you need to have another pink variation, which is of 200 or 100. Let's do 100 so that we can have we are going to have like a difference, and you can be able to see that difference. And then we are going to add even the duration. So for the duration here, we are going to have a duration of 300 like that. And after that, now we can just be able to first of all make sure that we can see the difference in our application here. So yeah, you can be able to see now we have this, but we are going to add now the icon and the badge here. So let's also make sure that we add some another styling here, and this is cursor should be pointer. So let's do that. So cursor pointer, and if I add that and then hover over this part, you can see now this is cursor should be pointer right here. So now let me push this down, and here I need to style this icon here. So for the icon here, I'm going to add or to just specify the color of this icon. So you can have it as specified, so FE4, and then also we can have like 55 C5. So it's just a variation of pink color. And then you can have a hover effect, and when you hover over it, it is going to give text color of pink and then variation of 600. We are going to have a transition or some animation. So a transition, and then for this transition we are going to have a duration to have a duration of 300. So let's see the difference here. So you can see the color here is now this pink variation here. And now for the text, we need to also make sure that we style the text here. So the class name, and for this one we are going to have the styling. So the first thing that we are going to do here is give a text. So also this one should be having this variation of pink color, so EF4 and then 55C5 like that. And then I think the other thing that we need to specify here is also the hover effect. So I think it should have like the same one here for the text, and then you are going to give it a variation of a pink, which is variation of 600. And also I think yeah, I think this is off a year, so we need to remove this effect like that. I think I can just leave it like that. So you can see when you just hover over it, it has a variation of a different pink variation. So let me see. You can see also you need to have a text weight or font weight to be at least semi-bold. So I'm going to just add here font semi-bold like that, and I think now that's okay. So yeah, so you can see now the text here is it has a font weight of semi-bold. And here also we need to make sure that we format our code up here. Also we need to make sure that we now be able to import some some icon for the basket and also badge from material UI. So let's do that. So for the other icon now, we are going to import what we call shopping cart, shopping basket icon. So shopping basket icon, and this one, so icon, and this one we are going to import it from. Now we are going to import this from MUI, material UI that is, and then we are going to import it from icons material, and after that we need to now to get it from the shopping cart. So shopping basket like that, or this is a basket like that. And then also I'm going to import the badge. So import badge here, badge, and we are going to import badge from now material UI. So MUI, and then material here, and then slash badge, so you can be able to see it here. So after that, let's come here and specify them here. So we are going to have the shopping cart. So let's add the shopping cart here. So shopping cart, okay, let's have shopping basket icon right here, and I can first of all make sure that I save that, and let's see the difference. If we are going to get the icon here, I'm going to reload my application so that, yeah, you can see here now we have this basket up here, and we don't have like the badge. So what we are going to do is to specify now, or to wrap it using the badge. So let's have the badge here, and let's now add now the basket inside here so that the badge wraps the icon. So if I format that, and here we can make sure that we add some props. So the first thing that we need to have here as a prop is badge content. So badge content like that. And also we are going to have, the other thing that we are going to have here is a color. So for the color for this badge, so here we can specify the badge content, and in this case we are going to add as 2. So that means that we have 2 items in the shopping cart. And also for the color here, I'm going to specify it to be secondary like that. So if I do that and then come back here, you'll be able to see that we have this shopping cart here, and we have also this badge right here. So, but you can see they are not actually as placed in the same line here with this part here for the login. So what you are going to do is to make sure that we style that. So here the first thing is you're going to make sure it's flex, and if I do that, you can be able to see now they are placed horizontally. And the other thing is to make sure that they are on the same line, so item center. And if I do that, you can be able to see now we have item center, they are in the same line. And then the other thing that I'm going to do here is to style this section that holds the badge and also shopping cart. So here we are going to give it a margin right of, let's say, something like 20 pixels like that. And you can see now we have this space. So let me see which color is our basket here. So we have our basket to be having a color of pink. So I'm going to have styling here. So class name, and then I can say text pink to be having like a variation of pink. Let's say 300, and let's see. So 300 is a bit dull, so we can do like 500 like that. And then if I save that, you can see now we have this part, and it's looking good. So now also we can also have a cursor to be pointer here, so that somebody knows that we can you can be able to click it. So if I do that, you can see that when you hover over this part, you can see the icon here we are able to have this pointer here. So now if I come back here, yeah, they are look the same. So we can proceed now to this part here, that is banner. So I need to create another component that is called banner. So I can cross also the navbar here. So I'm going to also cross this for the backend because we have been working on our backend. And for the components here, I'm going to create another component that is called banner. So this is JSX. We are going to use the shortcut here RFCE to create the component. And I'm going to remove this import for React because we are not going to use it. And this banner, we are going to also import it in our home page. So let me come here to the home page and I can be able to now import it here. So let's import banner component from components, and I can save that. And let's see now. Yeah, you can see here we have the banner, and now we can specify other components down here after the banner. So in the banner here we can specify some styling now. So let's see how the banner looks like. So if I come back here, you can be able to see that for the banner here we have the background image here, and we have some text. Some text here. We have these two button here, one for shop now and the other for the call number. So let's now start creating here. So the first thing that we are going to specify here is the class name, and also we need to have the background color. So in Tailwind CSS, when you want to add a background image, you can use this BG here. You need to specify also the URL. So you can have the URL here, and inside here you can specify the location of your image, that is. So I think for this case here, I can be able to use just this single quotation here because already we have these two quotation marks that wraps everything here. So for this one, I'm going to check for the slider that, or for the background image that I want to use, and I want to use this one that is called beauty banner here. So for example, this one, and let me look for the other one here. Let me use this beauty banner and then .jpg. So let me specify it. So beauty, let me do that, beauty banner like that, and then beauty banner 2, and then jpg like that. Let me specify that, and let's see if we can be able to see the background image right here. So if I reload again, you can see now we don't have that image as our background image, and that's because we have not specified also other things. So for example, we need to specify, for example, the height. So for the height here, we are going to give it a height of 75 VH like that. Also, we are going to have here we have the padding. So padding horizontally should be 200 pixels like that. So, and also here we need to specify other things for the background image. For example, we are going to have a BG no repeat like that. And also we are going to have BG cover. And if I save that, come back here, you can see now we are able to see our background image here. So I can also add like the height. I think that height is not enough, so let's add 80 to be 80. And if I come back here, be able to see now our background image here. So we can also be able to specify other things. So you can see for the other one, we have this dark overlay here. So let's do that. So we are going to have another section inside this here. So let's have another div here. So for this one here, we are going to have a class name. So class name here, and we are going to have a position to be absolute. So position absolute, and this one, if this position is absolute here, you need to specify the relative here, the position to be relative on this parent div. And also we are going to give it like a dark overlay, so insect to be 0. We are going to have that overlay to be black, and it is a variation of black. So we are going to have opacity to be 50. So opacity should be 50 right here. So if I save this and then come back here, you can be able to see now we have that dark overlay here, and you can be able to specify the opacity that you want. For example, you can give it opacity of 40, and you can see the opacity changes, but in my case I'm going to use 50. You can use any opacity that you want. And then the other thing is, inside here also I'm going to have another div, and this div will now be able to hold the text. So let's make sure that we have our class name here. So for this one, we are going to have the position to be relative. I'm going to have it to have flex. We are going to have the text displayed in vertical, and then also we are going to have the text to be white, and also we can have the width here to be 50 pixels of 50%, and we can have the padding top to have a 10%, like that, 10%. And let's now make sure that we specify the text here. So the first text that we are going to have here, let's add as a span, and we can be able to copy from this other here, from this project here. So copy this text here. I'm going to paste it here. So we are going also to have the other text down here. So here we have, or let's have a heading here first of all. So this heading is the title now. So the title here should be grow with confidence. So let me copy it here and paste it here. And then we are going to have now the other section that holds the buttons. So we are going to have a div here that holds the button. So we have the first button, and this first button here is shop now, and we have the other button here that displays the phone number. So the button here is call now, or just call, and then we can have the phone number here, so can specify any number. So let's have the number here, like that. So now let's see how it looks like before we style it. So yeah, you can see this one is text here, and we have not actually styled that. So let us style this text here. So let me format my code here first of all, and also I'm going to push this down so that we can have a space where we can work on. So this one, let's add a class name here, and for this text, the first thing that I'm going to give it is a font size, bigger font size, and this one we are going to give a font size of 30 pixels. Also we are going to have a margin top of 3. We are going to have also, let me first of all see the text here in our project. So the project, let's see the text here. So the text is good here. So let's continue with this other heading here. So we give it a class name, and we can specify the font size. For this one, I'm going to give 3XL, and also I'm going to give margin top to be 3. Let's see the difference now. So yeah, you can see it is looking nice. So we have the other part for this button here, so class name, and this part here we can have it be flex. We are going to have them in the same line, so item center, and also we are going to give it a margin top of 20 pixels, so 20 pixels. So let's see how it will look like. Yeah, and then now let us make sure that we style these buttons individually. So class name here, we are going to give a background. So the first background here, background color is E4, and then we can have it as a variation of pink color. So like that, we are going to also have padding to be 10 pixels, and after that we can have a width of 200 pixels, and also here we are going to have a text to be white, and then the other thing is cursor should be pointer, and margin right should be 9. So like that, if I come here to my project, you'll be able to see that now the button has been styled the way we want. And also I'm going to copy this styling and paste it to this other button because just the same styling. So let me add it here. But for this one, I'm going to change the background color. So for the background color, this one should have a variation of gray color. So gray 500, like that. And then when I save this and come back here, you can be able to see now we have this button that has a pink color, and also we have this one that has gray. So now we have looked at our navbar right here, and also we have our banner here. So this banner will be random, will be fetched from the database, and it should be random. So the other part now that we have been left with is this part here, that we have this as slider. We have our category, so you can show the category here. For example, the serums here, you have the toners here, lotion and foundation, but this we are going to do it in the other video. So I'm not going to just look into this component in this video because I feel this video is long enough. So remember to like this video and also subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So have a great day. See you on the next video.